Previously on Bridge Brawl.
While we wait here, I'm just going to go to the other table and see what happens. So they did open a no trump at the other table, statement auction with getting to 3-0. And East led a diamond.
Oh, diamond. All right, because there was one no trump.
Yeah,
opening.
they don't have this. They don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't have that context. And a diamond lead doesn't even really give up that much, as it turns out, with all the spots. It gives up some timing though, which was, I think, the key part on this hand. Declare played hearts well. Then they just, were able to take 9 tricks. Yeah, this will be a very, this will be a very big board here for north-south here. They, with time ticking before the first pause, they absolutely want to make this if they can.
Is the best play to play towards a 9, or is it to just catch ace king? Because ace king you can catch any honor double turn.
Yes.
Or 3-3, right?
Yeah, if it's 3-3, then you can't you can't go down at that, or you can't cost anything.
So
but
it's
yeah, playing ace king for an honor turn to fall is not a bad idea.
Queen.
So what is the best play for this suit combination? Let's have a look. So there are 6 hearts outstanding, which means that there's 64 ways for the suit to be distributed. Now, one assumption I'm going to make here is that each way that the suit is split is going to be of equal probability. That said, that's obviously not true, because the suit is much less likely to split 6-0 than like 3-3, for example. But if you watch my other suit combination calculation videos, then you realize that actually in the end, the cases are a good proxy for the actual percentages, and it's really not too far off. So when does North's line pay off? Well, in this contract, after the lead of the diamond, basically you have 1 diamond trick. Off the top, you have the ace of diamonds, ace king of clubs, queen of clubs, that's 5 tricks already, ace king of hearts, and the ace of spades, that's 8 tricks. Now, you do have an outside chance of scoring the 9 of clubs if the jack and 10 fall in 3 rounds. Either that, or you try to get 3 tricks in hearts, which doesn't seem too difficult. And you can always try your luck in hearts first before trying clubs later on. There's no real rush. So right now, our goal is to get 3 tricks in the heart suit. So when does North's line work? Well, basically, if North is going to play to the 9, then it works whenever East holds Queen Jack, however many. So that would be 1/4 of the time, which means that out of 64, that would be 16 cases, right? Now, I don't know what North's full plan was, but let's say the heart lost to the Queen or the Jack in the West hand like it did in the real case. I don't know what North would have done next, but I would assume it would minimally be playing a heart towards the ace, whether it be to the 7 or the ace. And if that didn't work, then, which it would have in this case, right, because the Jack just drops, then North would have to think about it, but we're going to explore all the possibilities of the continuations. So assuming that North's going to play a heart towards the ace next, then this also works whenever East holds honor double turn, which should be 8 cases, because there's 2 ways for East to have any honor and 4 ways for East to have the other card be a small pip, because there's like 2 honors and 4 pips remaining. Now, it also instantly works whenever East has a singleton honor, because that honor will straight appear, which is 2 cases. And it also works when East has a void, because now East will show up and then you just finesse West, right? And that will be 1 case. So let's say the finesse lost to West, and then North plays a heart and the honor doesn't pop from East. Now, what does North do next? Well, now North has a choice of lines, right? One option would be to finesse East. And you're going to assume that North's going to make the best play here to compare against the, like, cashing the ace and the king, right? So if North finesses East, that works whenever East has honor 3 card, which would be 2 for the honor, times 4 choose 2, which would be 12 cases, or honor 4 card, which would be 2 times 4 choose 3, which would be 8 cases. So far we have 20 cases, or honor 5 card, which would be, well, just either of the honors and 4 choose 4, right? So that will be 2 cases, and that will be 22 cases. And it also works whenever East shows out, because now North would know to just finesse West later on. So that would be 4 cases of singleton with East. Now, just for sanity check, to make sure we have covered all the cases, I think this is a good practice to do, because like maybe you just missed out certain cases. So you want to make sure that this adds up to the 64 cases, right? By the way, just now the instant work cases would have been 16 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1, which is 27. So there's 37 cases remaining. Just now we had 22 cases where East has the other honor, or 4 cases when East shows out because they started with singleton, small, pip. So we are looking for 11 cases remaining, and that would be when West has Queen Jack 4 card, which would be one way for them to have both the Queen and the Jack, and then 4 choose 2, which would be 6, and Queen Jack small, which would be 4 choose 1, which would be 4 cases, and lastly Queen Jack stiff, which would be 1 case. So that adds up to our 11 cases, and we have everything covered. We didn't miss anything. Alternatively, North could play towards the ace, like if an honor doesn't show out, right? And then play for the drop later on, or finesse West. So the drop works whenever East started ace-3 card or 4 small, because then the Queen Jack will drop with West, right? So that works out to be 4 choose 3, which is 4, plus 2 times 4 choose 2, which is 12, plus 1 way of 4 small, which adds up to 17, and also works when East shows out on the second round. Basically, East started with singleton small, which we discussed earlier. So that's 21 cases in total. And just for sanity check, this loses whenever East started with honor 4 card, or doubleton small, or honor 5 card, and that works out to be 2 times 4 choose 3, which is 8, plus doubleton small would be 4 choose 2, which is 6, plus 2 ace for honor and 4 small, which is 16 cases. So that adds up to our 37, which we mentioned earlier. So we didn't miss any cases here. So this is actually an inferior line to finessing East again. And lastly, we can play towards the ace and then finesse West for the other honor if that didn't work. That way we get to... So this works whenever West started with Queen Jack doubleton stiff, because I mean now you at least drop it instead of losing to it straight away. That would be 1 case. Queen Jack small, which is 4 cases. Queen Jack 4 card, which is 6 cases. Queen Jack 5 card, which is 4 cases, and that adds up to 15 cases. And our sanity check, it doesn't work when East started with honor 3 card or longer. So honor 3 card would be 12 cases, honor 4 card would be 8 cases, and honor 5 card would be 2 cases, which adds up to 22, which is 37 in total. So if you're going to play to the 9, then your best solo up is to finesse East again. And that turns out to work a total of 53 out of 64 of the time. Basically, it works every time except for the 11 cases, which will be West having Queen Jack 4 card, Queen Jack small, or Queen Jack stiff. Now, what happens if you play for the drop? Like, as in not finesse a 9, but you just catch the ace and king, and then hope for like honor singleton, honor doubleton, whatever. That works whenever the suit breaks 3-3, that will be 6 choose 3, which is 20 ways. Honor singleton, that's 2 ways, so far we have 22. Honor doubleton, that will be 8 ways, so we have 30 in total. Honor 4 card, that will also be 8 ways, so we have 38. And then we have honor 5 card, which would be 2 ways, so that's 40 in total. And then we still have void, that's 1, Queen Jack stiff, and 4 small, so that adds up to 43 cases. And sanity check, when does this line not work? Whenever East has Queen Jack 4 card and doubleton small, and Queen Jack 5 card, and singleton small, and Queen Jack 6 card. So there's 6 ways of Queen Jack 4 card, 6 ways of doubleton small, so that's 12 in total. Queen Jack 5 card, that's 4 ways, so we have 16. The singleton small would be 20 so far, and Queen Jack 6 card, that would be 1 case. So now we have 21 cases in total, and yes, that adds up to 64. So actually, playing towards a 9 is very much superior to this play. Now there's one other line which we didn't talk about, which will be playing small to the ace and then double finessing West, or the other way around. Like, it doesn't really matter which way you do it. I mean, we'll get to that in a bit, but just assume we have fluidity in everything. So when does this line work? This line works all the time except when East has both the Queen and the Jack, except for Queen Jack stiff. So that would be 3/4 of cases, which is 48 plus 1 for Queen Jack stiff, which would be 49 cases. And sanity check, when does this lose? I think we counted all the cases already, so I think we don't really need to sanity check this. So actually, this declarer's line was absolutely right by quite a big margin, I would say, like 53 compared to 43 for the drop, 49 for the second best of playing towards the A's and double finessing. That said, we do have to account for the lead, which was a diamond. So the diamond 4 actually shows that West started with 4 or 5 diamonds. So in theory, West would be more like to hold a hard length. So actually, I think you're more inclined to maybe play, like do the same play, but you play like, say the 7 of hearts to the 3 if West doesn't cover, so that you can catch West having Queen Jack instead of East having Queen Jack, you know what I mean? And then finesse West twice, like how we deduced that finessing East twice was the best line. But that said, after you win the first trick with the Jack of Diamonds, then how are you going to get in the south hand to finesse twice? I don't think that's really happening, because you need to play a spade towards the ace, and basically you might lose a hard trick later on, so you don't really want to use your ace of spades entry yet. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could duck a spade, but then you just return a diamond, and then, well, there goes your buffer room to lose a trick. The last thing I want to mention is that I don't think that the lead particularly means much, because like during the auction, North did show hearts, so even if East had longer hearts, East might opt to lead a diamond instead of hearts. And also the lack of an overcall, because I mean, North South just have so many points here that even if East has like 6 card heart, 5 card heart, they are very unlikely to beat it anyway. Even if they play like multi-landing, right, then 2 hearts would be hearts and diamonds. I mean, hearts and a minor, which could be diamonds in this case. So yeah, just my thoughts about the auction. So yeah, I think I was quite shocked that my intuition was wrong. I think my intuition was just to cash the ace and king. I didn't calculate this earlier. I'm quite surprised. I've never really come across this. I really should have and reflected on it. So yeah, I was thinking about how during Bridge Brawl, Isaac mentioned that you can actually refer to a website to look at the suit combinations.
But if he plays the Queen of Hearts, the contract would make.
The queen, yeah, that's the wrong play though with 9 trumps. The right play with Queen 9 5th offsuit Ace 10 4th is to cash the ace first.
Yes.
If you had the 8, if you move the 8
Even
over,
if you have if it's a 4/4 fit, then you can take 2 finesses, and you can lead the queen and take 2 finesses. But in a 9 card fit, it's right to cash the ace first.
Yes.
okay, so then we'll see probably 6-5 or something, or 2-5. Maybe the 6th though.
So
I know Jazz
Hey.
says you're supposed to figure out these suits at the table, but I mean sometimes it's easier just to memorize.
You know what? I do agree
commonly
with
held
that,
suits like
though.
this.
I agree with Chaz. Like, I think it's a very important skill to be able to calculate these suit combinations at the table. It may be easier to memorize them, but that doesn't account for any of the information in the bidding.
True,
So you need to be able to
Once you
recalculate.
information the bidding, it changes everything.
And then I do like the website with all the suit combinations, or whatever it is, flashcards. I don't have flashcards for that, but I love that for looking back afterwards.
Yeah.
To see if I got it right.
So just to check my math, double confirm my findings, I actually went to BridgeHands.com and I found the relevant suit combinations. I have included a screenshot here for your reference, and I found the equivalent suit combination. And while my percentage matched up with theirs, my play didn't, which made me second guess myself. But I am convinced that this is a typo, because you can see the equivalent suit combination is number 9, right? But then if you look at 10, then it has the same line as the proposed line for 9 for 3 tricks. And it has that 75%, which would have been the percentage for cashing the king and ace. So yes, while they can both share the same best line, even though the pips are slightly different, like there's an extra 8 there, right? There's no reason that the same play would have a different winning percentage. So I'm quite convinced that it's a typo. Yeah, which also means that while websites are convenient, they can also be wrong. Or maybe I might be wrong. And it's not like you can actually memorize all of this. Like, it's crazy. Like, who does that? I mean, also who calculates odds at the table? Well, I do. Not all the time, but sometimes. But I think it's good that I had the intuition that, okay, like this is something that I should be calculating. So yeah, I guess maybe if this was a crucial situation, I would have at least thought through some of the lines. I guess one thing is it requires creativity to think about the small to the 9. I think my intuition would be no, like it's either cash ace king or just cash one honor first, and then but I think it was a bit complex to think about like finessing and then finessing again. I mean, it's not really complex, but like sometimes you just miss potential lines at the table. So yeah, I think it's good to do what you can at the table and then reflect on suit combinations in the future. I, for one, will be remembering this suit combination in the future and playing it correctly. I might have played it wrongly in the past. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this and see you next time. Bye.